this reward-based trip, we'll be discussing the scope, stakeholders, project priorities, work breakdown structure, project duration, costs, risks, and response plan, as well as our conclusion.
The overall scope of this project is a rewards-based company trip. This will be in order to recognize the top performing employees at our company. This trip will include an all-inclusive resort stay with a +1 that will include excursions, a welcome event, a reward ceremony, post-ceremony dinner, and a goodbye event for their departure. When it comes to the stakeholders associated with this project, we are looking at stakeholders of high power along with stakeholders of high interest, but they may not necessarily have both. When talking about those stakeholders of higher power levels, we look at our executive leadership, our human resources department, and our legal and compliance team. These are departments who have extreme interest in the well-being of the overall company. However, they may not necessarily need to be updated daily with the workings of this project, but they'll be highly interested in the results of this project. When we're discussing the stakeholders who have maybe lower power levels but that higher interest, we're looking at the sales professionals who have an opportunity to go on this trip, the managers who look at the performance of these sales professionals, our event planning and travel coordination team, as they will be doing the heavy lifting when it comes to this project, and our legal and compliance team, as they will make sure that we're doing everything by the book. These are parties who will need to be updated on a more regular basis, whether it be through meetings, debriefings, or just quick emails, as they have a high interest level in what is going on and will need to be continually updated.
The priorities of this project are focused on time, budget, and resources. Let me walk you through the key aspects. First, time is a strict constraint for this project. We need to ensure everything is planned and executed by the set arrival date. This involves a detailed schedule that multiple departments must follow. Booking and planning everything in advance is crucial for success. Now, budget is an area where we aim to enhance efficiency. Controlling costs is key, as the budget depends on RSPBs, room bookings, and associated meal plans. Careful financial planning will keep this project on track. And finally, resources are more flexible for this annual event. Departments like finance and legal compliance will provide support, ensuring we utilize resources effectively without compromising quality. This balanced prioritization allows us to manage time and finances effectively while maintaining some flexibility with resources.
The work breakdown structure is essentially a breakdown of all the summary tasks and work packages that need to be completed in order to finish the project. So the WBS chart we have is on this slide, and it's a visual depiction of the entirety of the project and what needs to be completed in order to finish the project. So in the WBS chart, we have each summary task, and each summary task has a variety of different work packages that need to be completed in order to finish the project. So, for example, our summary tasks would be the all-inclusive resort, the welcome walk-in, the reward ceremony, the goodbye walkout, excursions, transportation, and marketing, which is labeled 1.1 all the way to 1.7. And then below each of these summary tasks are all the different work packages that need to be completed for these summary tasks. And then we have an in-depth WBS dictionary that details each individual work package under all these summary tasks that need to be completed in order to make sure the project is running efficiently and smoothly.
Here we have outlined the durations of each summary task and each work package. The Gantt chart on the right shows the time estimates for each work package. The bulk of our project comes from a few sections. 1.1, which is researching the resort options, takes 40 days. 1.3, which is the preparation of the reward ceremony, contains securing food vendors and the rewards for employees. And finally, 1.7, which is 113 days for the marketing of the event, which includes creating awareness and excitement for employees, creating the itinerary, and creating the company merch buffet.
So here I've outlined the costs for each summary task within this project. And then in this table right here, we have a table that shows all of the costs of each individual work package. So the bulk that is coming from our costs is in the 1.1 and 1.6 all-inclusive resort and transportation summary tasks, which have a total of 74,606 with some change and 53,502 with some change dollars respectively. So the bulk from these tasks, specifically in 1.1, would be booking all of the hotel rooms in advance, as well as securing the event spaces and food and drink packages that would be included. So that's where some of that bulk is coming from. And then the other half would be the transportation, which would include booking airfare tickets for every employee, as well as booking shuttle services for each and every employee.
Now I will go ahead and go over some of our risks as well as our risk response plan to some of our main risks associated with this project. One being unsuccessful negotiations with resort contenders. This goes in hand with maybe not receiving the deal that we were expecting to get with our top resort. We decided this would be a medium impact and we would mitigate this risk by preemptively negotiating with backup resorts. Just in case this does happen, we can use those instead of the resort we were hoping to go with. Another medium risk would be weather-related issues. This is actually medium to high impact just due to the fact that we will have outdoor excursions planned for this trip. We decided to mitigate this risk, and before we go to the resort, we will continue to check the weather, and if there is unfortunately some unexpected weather issues while we are there, we will either have to push the excursions back for another day on the trip or just cancel them. For high impact risk, we decided to put unexpected vendor issues with food or drinks. This is very important as we will be having big events that we do need these vendors to be there for. We decided to mitigate this risk, so before we do go to the events, we will regularly touch base with our vendors and make sure contracts are signed. And if something unfortunately does happen while we are there, we will use backup vendors or just the menu so that the vendors are able to work with us. For last minute cancellations, we put that as medium impact. Before we go on the trip, we will purchase refundable tickets and prepare backup speakers just in case. And if there is a problem while we are there, we will redistribute excursion spots or lower group pricing options. For key committee members unavailable or resigning, we put that as medium impact, and we decided we would mitigate that risk. We would make sure to keep in touch with the committee members just in case before the trip, and while we were there, if something does happen, we will decide to adjust and find different speakers. And staff shortages or strikes, that would be medium impact, and we would transfer that risk.
Overall, this project serves to incentivize and motivate employees throughout the year as they have a chance to be a part of this great opportunity. It also will allow those who do go on a trip to have a relationship building experience, which leads to more trust and engagement within the company. While the overall upfront cost of this project can be steep, the immeasurable benefits of having a more productive and satisfied team are beneficial enough that it makes the cost worth it.